Have you ever been right on the edge of saying what you actually mean in a meeting with a partner, even on a camera? And in the split second before the words come out of your mouth, your whole body freezes. Your mind was clear, you knew the sentence, and then you hear yourself say something else, something softer, something more palatable, something more acceptable, or you say nothing at all. It looks really small and insignificant, but it keeps on happening. And the strange part is, it doesn't feel like you are choosing this. In this video, I want to explain why that same moment is also why intimacy in your relationship still feels unsatisfying, why you don't feel seen, heard, or wanted even when you talk things through. Visibility in your work feels heavy or resistant even though you know you are capable, and why the pressure to be good enough, to be likable, to be successful keeps turning into stress, tension, and burnout in your feminine body. Because that exact moment where your body senses you faster than your brain can catch up isn't you being weak, broken, or bad at communication. That's a very old survival mechanism that your nervous system developed a very long time ago to keep you safe. And there absolutely is a way to retrain in this. And in this video, you will understand what it actually takes to stop silencing yourself in the most important moments of your life. My name is Gabby. I'm a trauma-informed women's neurosomatic coach, BSc Neuroscience and Psychology, and the founder of the School of Feminine Reclamation. After a decade of behavioral coaching in fitness, nutrition, relationships, and leadership, I started to notice a pattern in the women that I was working with, just like me. High functioning, driven, neurodivergent, highly sensitive, brilliant at performing, absolutely successful on the outside, yet exhausted, and never feeling quite like they were enough underneath. And they all had one thing in common. They froze when it was time to express their true voice and their true needs. In love, this showed up as one-sided dynamics with emotionally unavailable people, giving more than they received, and still for years feeling unseen, disconnected, or too much. On the surface, they were asking me stuff like, why do I always end up with someone who gives me crumbs and I still try harder? Why does my partner shut down or disappear the second that I bring up my true feelings? Am I asking for too much? Should I ask for less? Underneath all of this, there was a completely different story going on. Their nervous system was constantly scanning for rejection and replaying an old survival program, self-silencing to stay safe. In leadership, this same mechanism showed up differently. When it was time to make that bold move, to share that real opinion, to step into the spotlight, to be visible, to ask for support, to keep the momentum going, to lead with their authentic truth, their body pulled them back. So it looked like refining an offer for 6 months straight without launching, calling hesitation not the right time, hiding their most potent work behind credentials. Now, this is not laziness, this is not confidence issue, and this is not a strategy issue. It's one association, being fully seen equals emotional risk. Now, over time, this chronic state of self-silencing, over-functioning, people-pleasing almost always takes a toll on the body. Sleep issues, weight gain, digestive issues, immune issues, menstrual problems, chronic inflammation, anxiety, depression, burnout. Even with clean food, supplements, yoga, rest, and spa days, I've seen women fall back with all of the symptoms returning. That's when I realized something crucial. These women didn't need better strategies to find the right partner, to make the right business move, to nail their diets. They needed safety first because their nervous system still equated visibility, vulnerability, and authenticity with danger. The kind of stuff that I'm talking about doesn't come from isolated practices like breathwork, Reiki, endless coaching. I'm talking about unconditional safety that was never programmed into their nervous system in the first place. Now, what was programmed was a survival loop. I will earn love and safety by staying agreeable, capable, good, contained, by keeping my real needs, emotions, and opinions out of the way. And since the nervous system is the controller of our mind, it's the captain of our ship, it's the director of our movie, this is identity level wiring. And it requires identity level rewiring. Beliefs and emotions aren't stored in the thinking brain, they are encoded in the body brain circuits. There's stress chemistry, attachment patterns, muscle memory, the nervous system's threat and safety blueprint. That's why women came to me, not because they were broken or they needed fixing, but because they were stuck in loops they couldn't think and strategize their way out of. And you will know this if you've done therapy or coaching, if you've read books, you know the language, your attachment, trauma, nervous system, shadow work, inner child, all of that good stuff. But in real life, something's not adding up, is it? Here's why. The moments where your feelings were minimized, your anger was too much, your needs were inconvenient, or you received love only when you were easy and impressive, taught your nervous system how to do connection, because attachment is our primary survival mechanism. And the developing brain is really smart. It does the maths. If I'm myself, connection is at risk. If I am what they want me to be, I am safe. And that's how insecure attachments form and the good girl is born. The system chooses attachment over authenticity, and instead of your mind being free to explore, create, and lead, it becomes preoccupied with coping, monitoring everybody's mood before you speak, swallowing your honest truth, softening everything, performing, over-functioning with your partner's bosses, at your work, with people, with your clients, under-expressing yourself. Now, did you notice why you are a neurodivergent, empath, sensitive healer who wants to support and serve others? Like, are these things now clicking for you, the way you are and how things are shaping up? But you might say to me, Gabby, how do I know that this is really me? Now, normal disappointment is temporary and chronic neglect is systemic. So little t trauma, which over 80% of the population carries, is the sustained absence of unconditional love, radical acceptance, and safe guardianship that supports authentic self-expression. So if authentic visibility was instilled as unsafe, no affirmation, no strategy, no just have that conversation pep talk will override it. Your body will always win, and that's why the real question isn't how do I force myself to show up? It's how do I retrain my body so it feels safe to be fully seen as I am? This is the exact question I asked myself 10 years ago. I lived in a nervous system hijacked by invisible little t trauma, dysfunctional relationships, people-pleasing driven by fear of rejection, performance anxiety, self-sabotage when it was time to be seen. On the outside, I was high functioning, and on the inside, my body was breaking down. Repeated burnouts, childhood anxiety, a wild roller coaster of running my business with diagnosed ADHD, watching my body completely break down from burnout and chronic illness. That took away my identity, and I had to heal it all by myself. My final health breakdown showed me the thing that I couldn't ignore anymore. This wasn't a mindset problem, this wasn't a discipline problem, and it wasn't a lack of strategy. It was a nervous system stuck in survival. And once I stopped working against my nervous system and started listening to it, everything changed. I restored a secure attachment, and my life partner showed up. I stopped hiding in my business and offers opened up. I let go of the survival identity and let myself fully be a woman. Mystery illnesses started to heal. And I'm here in front of you today because I let go of that fear to be my authentic self. This is what you need to know. When your nervous system perceives a threat, emotional, relational, or social, 3 structural neurochemical things happen in your body. The emotional brain activates. Stress hormones flood the body, and the prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for your logic and decision making, goes completely offline. So when you are triggered, thinking your way back to calm is impossible if you grew up with chronic emotional neglect, because that's the pathway that your body has been on and on constantly trained in, and that's why talking about it doesn't work. That's why you are aware of it and still freeze, fawn, or shut down. And that's why the body pays the price long term, especially if you're a woman. Now, the good news is this is not a broken nervous system, my love. This is what I call a survival trained nervous system. It had a lot of training, and it must be addressed from the bottom up. Only when the body feels safe, the truth, the boundaries, the expression, it will come back online, I promise you. This is the foundations of my neurosomatic approach and the reason the School of Feminine Reclamation exists in the first place. Now, inside of the SFR, we don't force expression, we don't perform confidence, and we don't layer mindset tools onto a body that's still not ready and bracing. Because a survival-trained nervous system doesn't need more pressure, it needs new evidence. So we retrain safety first in the 3 places self-silencing lives. On the physical plane, we regulate the female body, the feminine physiology for safety, stress response, tension, shutdown inside of feminology. Now, the emotional layer, we repair the relational blueprint so your system learns I can have needs and still be safe. We rewire how you connect to people in business, love, and relationships inside of the Wound Lab. On the mental plane, we reprogram identity level beliefs like it's not safe to speak up. Not with affirmations, but with nervous system informed subconscious work inside the belief vault. And it's all supported by the somatic space, where we retrain the body's unconscious habits like hypervigilance, self-censoring, overfunctioning by working directly with your nervous system and your body. And together, this moves you from survival trained to safety trained until your body believes one core truth. It is safe to be fully you. That's how we restore access to the authentic self, not as a concept, as a lived state. And because healing doesn't happen in isolation, SFR is a community first. You will move through the growing curriculum at your own pace. You'll join live trainings, be part of the monthly coaching hot seat with me. You'll practice this work alongside women like you, sensitive, intelligent, spicy leaders who are done treating themselves as a little man on the to-do list and ready to reclaim their feminine physiology, voice, and power. And I am with you on this. Even though I've walked this path for years, I'm still walking it with you. Your wins are my wins and my wins are your wins. So if you are done managing symptoms, burnout, relationship loops, visibility, resistance, and you're ready to go to the root of a trauma-informed, science-grounded feminine way, I'd love to welcome you into the School of Feminine Reclamation. The membership details and your 7-day free trial are below this video. If your body's saying yes, don't overthink it. Follow it. I'll see you inside.